Okay, it looks like we're rolling. So let me find something that shows me what's happening. Here we go. Right, I wanted to talk for a little while about Immunics, which I've been using today at work. I work in a call centre. We sell kitchens, bedrooms, bathrooms, windows, and conservatory roofs. And there's no direct connection between Immunics and my performance today at work, but there is anecdotal evidence, which is what I'm giving you here, and circumstantial evidence because my performance has been much better today than it was yesterday, and much better this week than it was last week. And it's partly, I think, because I'm using Immunics at work again. I used to use Immunics at work about 5 years ago, and it kept me going for a while. What normally happens is with Immunics, there are four results bodies, and what it involves is taking things out of your results bodies and then putting something more positive in. So it's kind of just testing. It's testing using a dowsing technique or a muscle testing technique for the thing that you're taking out, and then taking it out with intention, with a statement that you're taking it out, and then testing again to make sure that it's gone, and then installing some kind of higher function, which normally I just put something in like joy or enthusiasm, which seems to work reasonably well at work. The more enthusiastic I am on the phones, the more likely I am to get appointments and hit my targets for the week. So that's generally what I put in. But it seems to have worked. I got 5 appointments today, 3 yesterday. I started playing with Immunics again yesterday. My performance this week is way better than it. Well, yeah, last week was all right actually. Last week was pretty reasonable. The week before was not all that good. So whether it's just because my attitude's improved or whether adding Immunics is going to make a difference. If I get more than 6 confirmed appointments this week, then I'm going to put that down to, in part, to Immunics, improving my enthusiasm and improving my tone of voice, which I think is probably what it does. It makes me quite peaceful and chilled out and quite enthusiastic about what I'm doing. So as long as it's doing that, I'm going to keep using it, and I use it in as part of my coaching programs. So there's cash flow activation coaching, and a thing I do called Call Center Survival Guide, which is just techniques to help people who are cold calling. So lead generation techniques, personal development techniques in particular that I've found useful over the years. Those sessions I charge for £60 for an hour's session. You won't need more than a couple of sessions really. You've got to know whether it's working for you or not after a couple of coaching sessions and some practice in between. So it won't cost you more than £120 to find out, and you'll get that back. For me, I get £40 per confirmed appointment, so 3 more confirmed appointments than I would otherwise have got will pay for the coaching session. And I'm sure it's similar for other people in call centres and other people who are doing face-to-face lead generation on the street and in shopping centres and what have you. So it's worth the investment. You can talk to me in the comments below, and we'll arrange something via Skype or something on here if you're willing to do it publicly. But yeah, it's something that I've used 5 years ago. I used Immunics, and it seems like it's the right time to bring it back now. seems to be working for me quite well. Gives me a bit of pinpoint control. It's more fine tuned than some of the other techniques that I use, but it seems to work. The other techniques I use at work are things like emotional freedom technique and Sedona method, both of which are about letting go of things that are getting in the way. And Immunics is kind of like that as well. It's just a slight variation. In the case of Immunics, you're taking something out. In the case of Sedona method and emotional freedom technique, you're letting go of it. So it's a similar result with slightly different language to describe what's happening and some slightly different assumptions, but works in a similar kind of way. And I recommend emotional freedom technique in particular, but I'm also going to be recommending Immunics as well in certain circumstances. Alright, that's enough for me for now. I'll see you on Saturday for the radio show. Probably see you in between for some kind of live stream after work kind of situation. But Saturdays 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is the radio show on Revolution